Shalom ani Yehuda Yorah, the Shalom, Achi, Vayikra. So in other words, hello, hello. I'm Judah the Shooter, and Shalom, my brother Leviticus. So my brother asked me a question real quick, and I won't be long because, as you know, brother, I'm still in the hospital. Daughter was born a few days ago, so I'm gonna go ahead and address this real quick. Tell the modern Pharisees Christ did not speak Hebrew, nor did he command anybody to speak it when addressing him. So I think the post is real interesting. Number one, for anybody who's new, before I address this, Pharisee derives from the word parash, which means like a separatist, one who is separate, and they came up after the Maccabean revolt during the time of the Maccabees, if you will. For those who have the Apocrypha, you pretty much already know this already. The offspring of John Hyrcanus. So that being said, the post is interesting. Number one, we have the Apostle Paul in Philippians 3, Philippians 3rd chapter. This is what he said here about himself. He was circumcised on the 8th day of the stock of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin, a Hebrew of the Hebrews, as touching or as concerning the law, letting you know he himself is a Pharisee, meaning he's a separatist. So you had Pharisees that did not believe on Yeshua and some that did believe on Yeshua as well. So all Pharisees are not the same. One is John the 3rd chapter, Nicodemus, who was a ruler of the Jews that you already know. He himself was a Pharisee. Now, that being said, going back to the post, tell the modern separatists or Pharisees, Christ did not speak Hebrew. So let's deal with that first. All righty. So where we at? Here we go. Boom. 26. Don't want to stay. Yeah, here we go. So we have here Maaseh, which is the doings of the acts, Hash Lechim of the apostles. All right, has the root word shalach, which is one who is sent. Perech, which is a chapter 26. We're gonna scroll down to 14 here. So here it says, Benepal Kulanu Tir Depeni. So in other words, hold up, all that had highlighted. He's saying here is deal with and fail, and we all fail here to the ground. Up to the ground. Sorry about that. So right here said we all fell to the ground. Va'eshma, and I heard call a voice. Mid ber. So he heard a voice speaking or uttering or saying, Eli, unto me, be lashon, in the tongue, but look at this, Ivrit of Hebrew. So we heard a voice, and we all fell to the ground. In English today, you would read this as, and we all fell to the ground, and I heard a voice speaking to me in the Hebrew tongue or the Hebrew language, the word lashon, which comes from the Greek word glossa, lemor, which is to say, Shaul, this is who we know as Paul. Lama, meaning why, tir depeni. Now, hold up. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right. Why are you persecuting me? All right. This is the part here that Christ is speaking to Shaul or Paul, but he was speaking in the Hebrew tongue or the Hebrew language. So to say that Christ did not speak Hebrew would be incorrect. Acts 24, I'm sorry, Acts 26, real quick, 14. It says, and we will fall into the earth. I heard a voice speaking unto me, saying in the Hebrew tongue. See, right there, language. Shaul, Shaul, why persecutest thou me? That's the part I just read right there. Okay. Also, when you look here, Psalms 22, verse 1. All right, so we're here. Lam Nazeach al Ayelet. Chashacher Mismor le David. All right, so we have a Psalm of David. This is the part that I want right here. Eli, Lama, Azav Tanai. So That sounds familiar? Because here, the part I just read here, Psalm of David, here, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? Where we get that from? I mean, where can we read this at? Matthew 27:46, during the time he was being persecuted. And he was quoting Psalms. And look at what he says. And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried with a loud voice saying, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani. That is to say, my God, why have thou forsaken me? This is exactly what we'll read. Let me show you real quick. Going to here. All righty, 27:46. Okay. So here we have the who, Eli, lama azav tanai. That's what we just read here in Psalms 27. Look, let me show you. Right there. So Christ is quoting David, but he's speaking Hebrew. He's speaking Hebrew. So yes, Christ did speak Hebrew. So to say that he did not speak Hebrew, that would be incorrect. That would be incorrect. Also dealing with Aramaic. Aramaic is basically Hebrew. Anyway, anybody knows Hebrew knows this already. So I want to mention that. Also with something else. Oh, well, this part here, nor did he make anybody speak it when addressing him. Now that I agree. You don't have to speak Hebrew. You don't have to speak Hebrew at all. Like, so when people saying, oh, you got to speak Hebrew, you got to say this in the Hebrew language. No, I'm not one of those Hebrews. All right. So, for example, here, if I'm reading, it says, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashemayim ve'et haaretz, which is in the beginning. God created et, which is direct object. Hashemayim, the heavens, ve'et, and haaretz, the earth. Some people will read this as Barasha'ah bara Alahayim ad hashemayim wa ad haaratazah. So, well, you gotta say the Lasha one Kodash ak. I'm familiar with both. I don't believe or teach that you have to speak Hebrew, and I agree with his latter statement. Christ never made or commanded anybody to speak Hebrew. Now, we know and understood that the English language did not exist. So he for sure didn't speak English, of course. In fact, nobody spoke English in that time. You know what I'm saying? So what we're reading today is in English. Also, what I will say is this as well. I'll end with this because there's so much I want to say. We're going to go to Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha. So for those of you all who have the Apocrypha, oh, wait, let me show my screen. I'm sorry about that. Those of you who have the Apocrypha, you get Ecclesiasticus chapter 1, verse 1. When you look in the first verse, all right, here, the prologue of the wisdom of Jesus or Yehoshua or Joshua or Yeshua or Jesus, the son of Sirach. So it's something I want to deal with down here in the middle. Get your Apocrypha out. This is what it says. Make this bigger here. He says, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention. Like, read this scroll with favor and attention. Then it says, and pardon us, like, my bad, forgive us, wherein we may have seen to come short in what? Some words, which we have labored, meaning we worked hard to interpret, meaning what? To translate so that you can understand what is being said from one language to the next. But then he gives a disclaimer here, was concerning the scrolls in this time. It says, for the same things uttered or said or spoken in Hebrew and translated or interpreted into another tongue, which is another language, right? So look, forgive us. We've come short in some words. We've labored hard, right, to translate. So it says the same things uttered or spoken in Hebrew and translated into another tongue or another language have not the same force in them. So understand that when reading English, and dealing with something that is translated. All right. So it says it don't have the same force in them. All right. It says, and not only these things, but the law itself. So dealing with what? The Torah, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. All right. When it's spoken in Hebrew and it translated to another tongue, it don't have the same force in it. My bad. We have come short in some words. Okay. So then it says, and the prophets, like who? Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Daniel, Hosea, right? Then it says, and the rest of the books, Sefer Mishali, like the book of Proverbs, right? Sefer Tehillim, the book of Psalms, those we were just reading, right? So the rest of the books have no small difference. What small difference? What are you talking about? The same things other than Hebrew and translating to another tongue have not the same force in them. He's saying, look, even when it comes to that, it has no small difference when they're spoken, what? In their own language. So it has much more of a force in it when you are reading it in its entire language. Can you get what you need in English? Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you learn to keep the commandments? And can you learn how to serve the Most High in English? Absolutely. Do you have to speak Hebrew? No. Did Christ make people speak Hebrew like the brother Brandon said? No, it don't exist. It's a man-made doctrine. It's a man-made doctrine. You know what I'm saying? So just to even show, matter of fact, watch this. Oh, I keep forgetting to show my screen. Sorry about that. Let me pull it up. Okay, so here, right? If I well, usually it'll let me speak, but I'll show you here. There's a Hebrew keyboard here. All right, I even have one on my laptop as well. Beit Rosh Aleph Shin Yotav Bereshit, which is in the Genesis. Bara et. So Bereshit bara et Hashemayim. All right, Hashemayim. What we add? Come on. Oh, here we go. Ve'et haaretz. All right. So Bereshit bara. Oh, hold on, wait, I'm tripping. Hold on. Sorry about that. Elohim et Hashemayim. Oh, hold on. Hashemayim. I've never really used this keyboard. Ve'et haaretz. See that? In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That's Genesis 1:1. Translated from one language to the next. You get what I'm saying? So when dealing with let me erase that real quick. We have what we at Yeshua, Jesus, translated from one language to the next. When you put in the full form, it would be Yeho Shua, Joshua, Jesus. And we get that from right here. Matthew 21. When you look here, here we go. Jesus, Jesus. It tell you that this word here, Jesus, Jesus, it tell you it's of Hebrew origins. Look at this. And let's click on what that word is. Yehoshua. That's Joshua. That's exactly what I just shown you. You get what I'm saying? So it's so much to deal with saying this. You know what I'm saying? So even if I said something like as you already know, shalom, which is hello, you may know it as peace, as well. So even with dealing with this word here, Hamashiach, That's what you know as Messiah. That's who you know as Christ. All right. One language to the next. You know what I'm saying? And John chapter 1. Is it 41? Yes. He first found his own brother Simon and said unto him, we found the Messiah, which is being interpreted or translated the Christ. The Christ. Remember I had showed you Yeshua, right? Go to Matthew 1:1. Look at this. It says, Sephira Tadot Yeshua HaMashiach, that's Jesus the Christ, Yeshua HaMashiach, or Yehoshua HaMashiach, ben David ben Avraham. So Matthew 1:1, it'll tell you the lineage of the book of Jesus, the Messiah or the Christ, the son of David, son of Abraham. Son of David, son of Abraham. There was one more thing I wanted to show. What was that? Oh, so real quick, a lot of people don't know. Here we go. This is Igret, the letters of Yaakov, Jacob, Perek 1, chapter 1. So it says, the part I want to read here was Yaakov Aved Elohim ve'Adonenu, Yeshua HaMashiach, Shoel L'Shalom, Shenei, Asar, coming down, Hash Vatim, Shebagola. So James, a servant, servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, of the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. And he said, Shalom, which is greetings. But James in Hebrew is Jacob. A lot of people don't know that. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. So when you say James, you're saying Jacob. All right. That says Yaakov or Yaakov. Prime example, Genesis chapter 35, verse 10. If y'all don't believe me, think I'm talking crazy here. It says, Vayamru li Elohim Shimcha Yaakov. Here's the word right here for Jacob. Jacob, healer, supplanter. Yaakov, that's what I have right here. James 1:1. James and Jacob is the same name. James and Jacob, same name. You know what I'm saying? So, here, Sepharia. We could turn it to the Hebrew. Oh, hold on, wait. Don't do that. Hey, why did you just do that? Hold on 1 second. There we go. Okay. So, Vayikra el Moshe vadeber Yahweh Eliv me'ohel mo'adai lemor. This word here, Vayikra. Is it gonna let me highlight that? This is who you know as Leviticus, my brother who just reached out to me. Leviticus 1. Right here. And he called to cry out, to proclaim. So many words. That's how you say Leviticus in Hebrew, of course. But going back, of course, I just want to drop some gems, just a little bit. Till the modern Pharisees, Christ did not speak Hebrew. That's incorrect. But he did not make people speak Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So, he didn't make people speak it. Last but not least, before I go, propolybook.com, The Unwritten Rules of Polygyny is 2 books that I've written. Definitely check it out. You won't be sorry. The Unwritten Rules of Polygyny is great books, dealing with the those who are desiring poly, even if you don't. Definitely check it out at propolybook.com. Just want to give all praises to the Most High name, His only begotten beloved Son. Just want to say, long live the King. Matter of fact, check it. Hold on. Let's pull that back up real quick. 1 second. Okay, here we go. Let me show you real quick. Boom. Yehi HaMelech. Long live the King. All right. Let's see. Hadosh Shel Yisrael. Long live the King, the Holy One of Israel. Yeshua HaMashiach. Where you go? Boom. Then we have there the shalom and peace. You know what I'm saying? So for those of you who is interested learning more, of course you can go to my YouTube channel real quick. Yeah, so you go to my YouTube channel. I'm pulling up real quick for you all. Judah the Shooter, youtube.com/Judah the Shooter. Definitely check it out. Got lessons on some of everything, ladies and gents. I got way more than this. I'm in this hospital and it's not showing you all the videos because there's a lot of restriction on some of the videos that I make. So that's just a few of them, but I have way more than this. You know what I'm saying? What's this? Oh, this makes the mission great again. I'm going into Hebrew and in English in here as well. So definitely check it out. And believe it or not, this is what you know is the Old and New Testament in Hebrew and in well, this is in 100% Hebrew. So it says Torah Navin Kituvim V'Haveri HaKadosha. There's the law, the prophet, and the writings, and the new covenant, Berit covenant, or what you know is the New Testament. You know what I'm saying? So in that, I go into the Hebrew New Testament and break it down for you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you already know what it is. I need Yehuda, Hayoro, I'm Judah the Shooter, the Shalom.